Hi, welcome to 360.tours. In this video, I'm going to show you 8 tips on how to make great virtual tours. So let's get started. The first tour that I'm going to show you is of a residential property that was listed on Trulia. The property was sold, no surprise there. Properties with virtual tours get sold faster than properties without. So here I click on the virtual tour of the property, and this is a nice residential property. And everything's properly labeled, living room, dining room. So I click on the dining room, and tip number 1 would be preserve orientation. So what does that mean? It means when I'm walking through the house, I need to be able to preserve the orientation that I'm walking and the view that I'm walking at. So here, for example, I'm facing the curtains. When I click on the living room, I should be still facing the curtains, which is perfect. That's how it should be, right? Because then I have a sense of where I am. I'm looking around. If I go back to the dining area, now instead of facing the curtains, I'm facing the opposite side, which I don't want. It's you're not preserving the orientation that you came in with. You make people lose their sense of where they are on the image or on the tour. So here again, we're in the living room, we're facing the curtains, we click on it, and we're still facing the curtains. That's how it should be. In this case, since we are facing the curtains, when you go in here, I understand why they did this. They switched the orientation here because this doesn't make for an image. If I was facing the same orientation, I'd be facing outside. It's not a nice image. So they made it face this way. Ideally, the picture should have been taken from here. That way, when you come in from the living room, you click on it here. They should have been taking it here. When you click on it, you're facing the dining room. And it makes for a much better and smoother experience. Now, in this tour, this is well done in terms of tip number 2, which I'll come back to. I wanted to show you a bad example of preserving orientation. So this is a virtual tour of a hotel. And you're outside, it's a beautiful view. There's a room here, and you click on it to see the view, and it goes straight to the bathtub. I'm lost. I go straight into the bathroom. I don't know where I am, which is horrible for a virtual tour. What should happen is, of course, I should be in the bedroom if I'm coming inside, and I should be facing this way. Because I'm preserving orientation, I walk into the room and I'm looking at the bedroom. So that's how it should be. So tip number 2 is label your images properly. So have a lot of labels, which is what they've done here. That's helped a lot with this tour, because I can go in anywhere and right away I know where I am. I can, if this is the family room, the laundry rooms, everything's very nicely labeled. And it just gives a better sense of where you are in the virtual tour. So tip number 3 is add a floor map. So here they have no floor plan. If you go into our website 360.tours demo, we have a lot of demos there. So here we've added a tour map, so you can see you have the capability to add a tour map, and it just gives people a sense of where they are. It improves the quality of your tour. It just makes for a better experience. In this case, they don't have the tour map set up properly. They don't have a floor plan of the house. But since everything is properly labeled, it gives you a nice sense of where you are in the house. At any moment, if you wanted to go back to any one of the pictures, you could just open the tray here and go back to wherever you wanted. So let's say you wanted to go back to the kitchen, you can click on it and you would go back to the kitchen here. Tip number 4 would be prepare yourself for the shoot. And of course, in this case, I would have recommended they clean up the house a little bit, organize, tidy up, and just get everything out of the way and then take the pictures instead of just taking the pictures while everything is not organized. Tip number 5 is have smaller sized pictures. So you can see here the tour loads very quickly. You can walk around the tour quite quick. There's no compromise on quality. The quality is good. And so try to keep your image size ideally between, let's say, 2 to 5 MBs and megabytes, that is. And then you can see that the tour loads very nicely. And that's what we would recommend. Let's go to tip number 6, and here we're going into another tour. It's a tour in France of a citizen center. So here we start off the tour with an image of the citizen center, and tip number 6 would be add video to your tours. So what would have been nice here is to have a video, an intro video to the center, to the building, whatever it is. Just add a video here, which they didn't. That would have made the tour very nice. And here you go into the tour, and you can see that the tour is very well set up. I have to add that you can see everything here, and it's in French. So here, for example, you can go into the hall, the pool hall, and then you can go back into the entrance. So tip number 7 would be to add more information. I would have liked to see here like an information screen, or maybe a picture of this. They can add like an icon here. You can click on it, and pictures would come up, or maybe like their opening hours. That would have been great. So you can open the tray here on the entrance that was outside. They could have put like the street name here, maybe like an icon here with the bus stop, what bus number comes in here and stuff like that. All of that helps, improve your virtual tour. So just adding more information. The 8th and final tip would be to always add the entrance or the homepage back, which makes it easier. So let me explain what I mean by that. So let's go into, for example, the gym. You can see that the entrance hall, they're always facing the entrance hall to go back. So you can come in here and look around, and then this is the entrance hall. It's properly labeled. You go in, and you're back in you're back to where you started. So here they have golf, virtual golf. Again, you're always facing the entrance hall icon. So that when you're done, you always click on the entrance hall icon, which makes it easier. I mean, you could go back from the tray, but just makes it easier for people if you always put it to where they start. So here we go to the pharmacy, and again the entrance hall is right here. So I can always click, look around, click on it, and go back. What I also like about this tour is that they added a Matterport tour of a sample apartment. So if I wanted to tour the Citizen Center or what a sample apartment looks like, you could have done it with our virtual tour, or in this case they added a Matterport tour. You look around, very nice. You can even open the dollhouse and look around, and once you're done, you close it and you're back to where you started. So it's a nicely made tour. It gives you a real sense of the entire Citizen Center. And there you have it, the 8 tips to create virtual tours. To create virtual tours, just log on to 360.tours and sign up for free and start making some great tours. Thanks for watching.